Hi, I'm Justin.
Also, I hate the way my voice sounds, so if you can, do whatever Photoshop does to voices, make me sound awesome.
And this is my lovely friend,
The beauty in the eyes of the beholder, and it's just about getting into the seat of being the beholder.
Hayley.
I don't think you have to be particularly perceptive. I just think you have to look up.
This podcast is mostly just her telling me stories.
If you expose yourself to the possibility that this might be really awkward, there can be something just really cool on the other side of it.
She thinks that her life and way of looking at things are
Oh, I was kind of waiting on you. I thought you were getting your stuff ready. You're waiting on me?
pretty normal.
You got to edit out all the misinformation about the Amish.
Maybe you can relate.
I would like a chance to re-sing the Amish Paradise.
If you want lighthearted stories
All right, you want to talk about goats?
and stream of consciousness,
I just woke up and needed some friends, and so I bought them.
then you're going to like the Sunny Side Up podcast.
Sunny side up, sunny side up, sunny side up, sunny side up.
So, if you're at all like me, you may feel that you're living in a world that can be a bit overwhelming and confusing at times. I'm also a huge fan of podcasts, documentaries, docudramas, stories, and of just information in general. Between all of that and the social media and news, sometimes our brains can feel like they're on overload. Hayley and I hope that this podcast can be something of an antidote to all of that. Like little jello shots of joy and distraction. None of it is too serious or really too informative. Mostly it's just two friends who have conversational chemistry talking about whatever enters the minds of relatively ADHD people. We hope you enjoy. Yeah.
And this is condensed. Unless you're a cake donut fan, perhaps that's your thing.
Which that's a kind of I enjoy a cake donut from time to time. I like all food, so that really doesn't count.
I agree. Same.
Yeah. I'm kind of good, but you have to know going in. Are we going for cake or fluff?
It matters, and the density in general, and the chewy. And if you didn't call it donut, just call it some other type of pastry, it'd probably stand on its own just fine. Like a scone should never be compared to a muffin, because they're different, and it's going to disappoint you if you're expecting one and accidentally get the other. So as long as we're honest about what we're walking into.
I feel like people could be categorized into cake or fluff.
Sure.
Right? You have those people that have the thick skin, and you bump into them, you're like, that is a solid mass. That's like a cake person. Or if you kind of bump into me, or you feel my skin, you're like, oh, that's more of a fluff person.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme guy versus Pike's Peak donut guy.
Right.
And you could ask people to self-assess. Instead of what house and what Hogwarts house are you in, we would just say which type of donut are you?
Which type of donut are you? And then if the people that really get into it and it becomes the Enneagram to them or something, then you start introducing scones and muffins. There's a
whole that's pastry web.
Right. And then which one are you? And what does it say about you that you're a scone? And I guess if you're a scone or a muffin, we have crunchy on the outside versus soft, right? Which is a little different than density. So could you be a scone cake donut, or are you a muffin fluff? Kind of what, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about, we're really diving into who you are as a person. I feel it'd be revelatory.
I think so. And there should be a quick test that you could take online to find out which one you are.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I don't know that I have the self-awareness to self-identify properly which pastry I am on our web of cake densities.
Yes,
am I a cupcake or am I just a muffin?
Right. Well, don't be am I just a muffin? I mean, for the muffin people,
they might be super happy about it.
Right.
And here I am longing to be the cupcake, which probably means that I am a muffin with a desire to be the cupcake, because that's outside looking in.
Right. Well, it's also the story of human existence, right? If you have brown hair, you want blonde. If you have freckles, you don't want them. If you have straight, you want curly hair, blah, blah, blah.
So true.
Yeah. Well, and if we build this assessment properly and it's got good data, then we can sell it to big corporations. When you're hiring someone.
I'm certain they'll want this on a corporate level.
I would think so.
Move over Stephen Covey. We've got the new thing.
Yeah. Who needs, what's the one that with the four letters? God dang it, like
INFP, that sort of thing.
what is
Myers-Briggs.
Myers-Briggs. Like we could wipe out Myers-Briggs because we already have 4. So you're a muffin, scone, cake, fluff.
Wait, no, that cake would be the fluff. So cupcake, muffin.
Yeah, we need to come up with 2 more categories. What are the other 2 categories?
Well, we've got donuts.
How about croissants versus like
biscuits, scones.
Okay. Biscuit, okay. Yeah. Well, there is a difference.
Okay, we may have to narrow it down to like breakfast pastries because it's not fair to compare like a dinner biscuit with a breakfast muffin. That's not apples to apples. So we'll have to be fairly sweet pastries, perhaps. Or breakfast pastries. No,
I feel
English muffin should be in there. English muffin.
Yeah. It all needs to be in there. I think dinner and breakfast because it's like, are you a morning person or a night person, right? So if you end up more on the dinner roll side, it's telling you something about yourself. Versus if you're an English muffin.
I would eat a good yeast roll for breakfast before I would eat any of the other pastries.
Really?
Yeah. That doesn't mean that I am one, but it does mean that I would, probably be happiest to see
and
that.
then, here's what it is.
Does
you figure out what you
count?
are, and then you figure out what you like to eat, and that tells you the type of person that you need to be in a relationship with.
Or is it your sub-personality the way Enneagram has, number, wing?
With a wing,
yeah. And so maybe you could be...
You could be like corn pone with a wing, a wing of English muffin.
And could you be sweet corn pone with a wing of unsweet corn pone? Could you be the same thing? Just reinforcing that main personality type.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be multiple personalities or a little bipolar, but that's not for us to judge. I wouldn't say.
Can we open the door for the lesser pastries such as the toaster strudels and the Pop-Tarts?
Wait, first of all, lesser says who when it comes to toaster strudel?
Things that come out of the freezer and can be brought to life through a toaster.
Yeah.
Do they count on the same level as something that's been
lovingly
whipped from scratch and poured from the batter
true.
bowl into a pan? I
think
yes.
it
My
needs to
mother
be in
says
there.
yes.
I think it needs to be in there, and it tells you something about yourself.
That's true.
And
canned biscuits.
Canned biscuits, yeah, the ones that pop.
All of them. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they have those,
Can't
and
do
they
it very
have them in blueberry. Have you ever had those?
I think so.
And they come with a frosting packet.
Oh yes.
So it's I guess we really shouldn't eliminate any of these.
And
it's going to be the most expansive and inclusive personality test to ever hit the market.
Right. Are you a cheese Danish?
We will have people so narrowly defined.
Yes.
There will be no question
Yes.
but what type of person you are because we're going to have the exact fit for you.
Have you ever had a turnover?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't love apples unless it is actually an apple itself.
Yeah.
So I don't rush to the turnover table.
Okay, fair enough.
So I can't tell you a good one from a bad one.
It's been a long time since I've eaten a turnover. I just realized that.
Well, we can fix these things. You live in a bustling metropolis of Smyrna where such things as Chicago-style pizza are somewhat
Readily available?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lesser degrees of goodness, but they're here.
They are here, yeah. Absolutely. Hello, lovely friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And it would mean the world if you would tell other people about this podcast and maybe even spam your social media accounts with just how much you're enjoying it. If you are, of course. Also, commenting and rating us on whatever platform you're downloading or streaming from is incredibly helpful to a little startup podcast like this one. On the other hand, if you are dissatisfied with your listening experience, please leave all of that hate on someone else's podcast. Just maybe to confuse them a little bit, right? But most of all, we hope you keep looking up and looking for the sunny side of life.